Hello, hello. It's me, SnowietheSnowfox. You've caught me inside your bins. How do I explain? Well, you see, what happens is you throw out quite a lot of things that are quite interesting for a fox. So, what has happened is the things that you've thrown out obviously are, as specified, quite interesting to me. So I have decided to take it upon myself to help myself to the contents of your bins or trash or garbage, whatever your preferred terminology is. So what I would quite appreciate is if you left me alone to continue rummaging. Thank you. Good day. Oh, you've come back? No, I didn't mean to wake you up. It's just, there's a lot of good stuff in here, and I'd quite like to continue, rummaging, eating, snacking. I found lots of things in here. You'd thrown out. Look at these chicken bones, delicious. You left small amounts of chicken still on the bone, perfectly good, and you've just thrown them out. There's a packet of Doritos down here. There's still some dust at the bottom. Delicious. That is just what the fox doctor ordered. So, yeah, I'm gonna keep on rummaging if you don't mind. So you know, aluminium can be recycled, right? You don't need to put it in your landfill. You should probably be separating it up and putting it somewhere else, like you're recycling. If you don't have a standard recycling collection, maybe you should be putting it into, one at a local supermarket, or perhaps your local tip has a sort of sorting centre or recycling plant attached to it. Either way, you're really wasting resources by putting all of this recyclable material into the standard bins. It's not something you should be doing. You should really be finding alternative means for this recyclable material to be used in another way. How have you got all of these 6-pack rings for cans anyway? How have you managed to get all of those and you haven't snipped them? Do you not know how dangerous this is to wildlife? Me, specifically. Have you not seen the images of animals like turtles and birds getting stuck on these? You haven't snipped them. They don't even make them anymore. They don't make these. It's all cardboard boxes now. So somehow you've managed to acquire all of these rings and then put them all into your trash, into your garbage, into your standard bins for landfill instead of separating it out. It's ridiculous. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. So I appreciate that a lot of this food, I'm very appreciative of this food, but a lot of this, you could compost. Apple cores, very delicious. Pear cores, you've got a lot of fruit waste, tea bags. These could all go into a compost. You're really wasting the resources here. You could be recycling these in your own garden for your own purposes. Next you're going to tell me that you go out to a garden centre and get ready-made compost from there. Why would you spend £20 to buy a bag of compost when you could just recycle? You've got eggshells in here. Eggshells, you're giving eggshells away. Do you know how good of a fertiliser eggshells are? Do you know how many good materials are inside an egg shell that you could be putting on your plants? I've seen your garden. You've got roses, you've got rhododendrons, you've got lavender. All of those, they'd benefit from some crushed up eggshells. Put them in your compost. Don't look at me. Put them in your compost. So if you don't want me rummaging around your bins, one thing you could do, you could just put food out for me. I'd eat food that you put down for me. Bit of chicken, bit of steak, bit of dog food. Realistically, we're not going to be silly. We're not going to be too high and mighty. Put down some dog food for your local wildlife. They'll enjoy it. We can eat it together. We can eat it, respectably. Me, the badger, the pigeons, the local cats, we'd all take little bites of it. It's helpful. You know, you could also make these bins a lot more accessible. I don't think you've done enough to make them easily accessible. You could put in a little step ladder for me. How about that? Wouldn't that be helpful? A little step ladder, then I could get myself into the bin. And you know, here's one. Here's a really big one. Why don't you put a little step ladder in the bin, and then I can get back out again? What do you mean it's not for me? Of course the bins are for me. It's the whole point in them. The whole point in the bins is that they're all for me. You know, I am a fox, and I belong in a bin. And out of a bin when I want to. I'm not saying don't put foxes in the bin. That's not really what I'm trying to get at here, but you could be doing a lot more. You should be ashamed of yourself, really. This setup you've got. By the way, I know I'm sort of rummaging around here, but your guttering is quite loose. You probably want to get that sorted out. No, yes, yeah, no, the guttering. Look, you can see up there that piece of guttering's hanging by a very, very thin screw. It's not going to last much long. I'm not a structural surveyor, of course, but you know, you could be doing a lot more for yourself. You know, you can blame me. I mean, you know, I have been up on your roof and I have been around your guttering, but you know, you could blame me all you want, but you know, realistically here, I'm doing you a favour by saying that you need to get that fixed, because you know, come, you know, August, September, October, when it starts, you know, when the rain starts really raining, you know, that's not gonna last. You know, and you probably want to get your downpipe cleaned as well. I have done a fox mess in your down. Yes, yeah, I have done a fox mess in your downpipe. So yeah, you probably want to get that cleared out. If I was you, you might want to, you know, hold your nose while you do it as well. So when are you switching over to an electric vehicle? I mean, I know that's not really my business, but I'm going through here. You're not very ecologically conscious because you're not doing any recycling or stuff like that. So, I just assumed that maybe you're not going to think about switching over to an electric vehicle. But there's quite a good infrastructure starting to be put into place. Admittedly, you'll still be an early adopter, but sometimes it's good to get in early for things like this. Just a thought. Okay, don't listen to the fox, but just a thought. I don't know why you keep coming out here to look at what I'm doing. Realistically, you need your 8 hours of sleep because that's quite important. Actually, to be fair, 8 hours is that's the average amount of sleep that a person needs. It's not like you should be getting 8 hours. Most people need between 6 and 9 hours. So that sort of shows you which average you should be using. You should be using a range rather than a standard deviation, we could say, rather than just like a set mean number. Because now you've got the issue that everyone thinks that it's 8 hours of sleep you need, but realistically you need to be some people might need a bit less, some people need more, and that's probably more worrying. It's the people that need more than 8 hours who are getting 8 hours and then waking up feeling tired. Anyway, you should be going back to sleep. You keep wait. It's the middle of the night. I'm a fox. We're nocturnal, so I'm doing pretty well here. But you've got a job. You've got a life. You need to be getting yourself back to sleep so that you are refreshed for the morning and the work ahead of you. This one's going to break the theme of all the other little sound bites in this one, but this is just a little thank you for getting this far in the video and watching all the way. I hope you've been enjoying it so far, and I hope you continue to keep enjoying the little voicey sound bits that I've been doing in this Fox ASMR video. Do you know the Arctic fox has the most dense fur of any animal on planet Earth and can survive temperatures down to minus 70 degrees centigrade, Celsius, depending on how you want to say it. I did because I am indeed a snow fox. But you, sorry, just bumped into you there. But you may not know that because you're not a snow fox. But yes, that's true. That's why people in the Arctic regions like to hunt snow foxes, which I think is abhorrent. But they would make coats out of a snow fox. So yeah. Another little fun fox fact for you is that a snow fox is the only canid that changes fur colour depending on the seasons. That's true. We go brown in the summer when all the snow melts. We go brown. So if you see a brown fox, it could actually be an Arctic fox, you know. But luckily for me, it's always winter here, so I get to not have to worry about changing colour, because changing fur colour is difficult. You have to shed all of your fur out and then grow more fur out. It's ridiculous. Takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of time. So yeah, I just keep the aircon on, low. actually, you seem to be quite interested in sort of nerd and what people would call sort of, no, I guess just nerd. It's just nerd culture, isn't it? No, I was gonna try and rephrase that into something that sounded a bit better, but no, it is just nerd culture. So the popular trading card game Yu-Gi-Oh has had to introduce a rule that says you can be disqualified from a tournament for smelling bad if you haven't washed or showered. I guess it's the same thing. Washing and showering are the same. So that they're different forms of washing is the general term, and showering is a specific method of washing. But if you haven't cleaned yourself and probably put on deodorant as well, then you can actually be ejected from tournaments. So it's quite interesting, isn't it? There's quite a lot of biscuit packets in the dustbin. Just I wouldn't make a comment, but it's a ridiculous amount. You're a family of one. You are living on your own. This is enough biscuits for a school. If you had a mountain of people in your home, if you had 20 people in your home, you're eating too many biscuits. I'm just going to say you're eating far too many biscuits. It's not the recommended. I mean, the recommended serving sizes are silly because the recommended serving sizes are like 2 biscuits is a serving, and nobody's eating 2 biscuits. But realistically, if you're eating a pack a day of these, these are Maryland cookies. If you are eating a pack of these per day, you're having far too many. Look at all these. Just look at the wrappers. No, don't look away. Don't look away. Look at them. Look at them. You've got to face up to it at some point. do you take requests on things that you could put in the bin? Because I'm getting a lot of I've had some chickeny bits, I've had some cookies, but it'd be nice to some vegetables in here, some carrot maybe, potato, delicious, especially if you'd cooked it. Some French fries, ooh, yes, that would work. Maybe some sauce, leave some ketchup on the packet. That's the sort of thing that we could get behind. And then you are assisting your local fox community, which gets you points or something on your I don't know if there's some sort of social credit system here, but there should be. And if you did things like that, if you helped keep the foxes on a balanced and healthy diet, then that would be much appreciated by the fox community, and you'd get a poor point for that. You'd get a poor point for that from me. I was actually thinking a little bit, why don't you let me inside your house? I mean, I've been doing all this great work for you, recycling your rubbish. I've been helping you to, decipher problems that are wrong with your guttering and your roofing as well. Did I not mention the roofing? You've got quite a few slates that are, not properly aligned. They're probably letting water in. I'm going to be honest, they are letting water into you're going to have a mould problem. You probably already do have a mould problem in your roof currently. Give it another year or so, and you'll know. You'll know about it. Yeah, but why do you not let me into your house? I do all these things for you, and then I'm stuck outside. I mean, yes, I am gonna piss on your carpet, all of them, and your hard surfaces, and your countertops, and on your computer, and your phone, and your TV. And I'm going to go through your indoor bins. But I think that's a fair trade-off for you, I think really you come out ahead on that. You're the winner in that situation. You get a free house service from a fox. And yeah, that's something that I think you would benefit from, I'd benefit from. It's just a mutually beneficial arrangement that you just seem unwilling to go forward with. There we go. That's yeah. I'm going to be off now. I've got everything that I want. There's nothing left. Apologies about the slight mess, but on the bright side, that is going to help you. Clearing that up will allow you to itemise your rubbish a little bit better than you have been doing so far. So, realistically, I have done you a favour. I've done you nothing but favours for, the past hour, really. So, you're welcome. You don't no need to thank me. You're welcome. I will be back again tomorrow night to continue with this. So I will see you. I'm going to go run off and back into the woods, back into my foxhole.